Hey, YouTube. Well, y'all pissed off at me. All right, I want to talk more about this Lee Daniels situation. Lee Daniels and Dame Dash. Okay, so my last video, I said, here's here's Lee Daniels. It is so hard to keep those two separate. I wish they weren't in the news at the same time. Although Tyler Perry, he really doesn't deserve to be in the news about anything, because that Monique stuff is garbage. Okay, so Lee Daniels is what we're talking about, and this guy, Dame Dash. All right, so you guys did not agree with me. I mean, some did. I guess people were so passionate about their disagreement with me about telling Lee Daniels' side of the story, or trying to see his side of the story. Okay, so my opinion is this. Here we go. I don't dispute. Okay, here's what the fact. Someone said I should do more research before I open my mouth, say anything about it. I was okay. I'm getting the same information you're getting. Okay. So, Dame Dash originally came to this guy. I mean, Lee Daniels came to him looking for money, right? Dame Dash gave him $2 million. The movie was moderately successful. Lee Daniels immediately paid him back, right? But he kept talking. He said, why don't you let me hold on to this money? Because I have another project that I think would do even better. Now, there's no interest of what kind of profit Dame was making on this money. Did he just give him $2 million and gave him $2 million back? You know, I would assume that if you're making an investment, the investment is something you expect to get more money from. That's why you give him the money. So I'm not saying I'm taking Lee Daniels' side. That's not what I'm saying. But I do recognize the people, they have resentment about successful people. They like to see the mighty fall because they're so passionate that Lee Daniels is wrong, he's a scum and all this kind of stuff. I'm sure Dame Dash has done deals too that we will consider shady because we don't know the details. We're not in the rooms, people. Okay, what was I just saying? Sorry for keep saying that, but I always got to remind myself what the hell I'm saying because I am now 60 years old and it's starting to go. Dame Dash got his $2 million back. He reinvested the money in another project. I forget the name of two movies involved, but it didn't really make a difference. The second movie did not do as well. The $2 million got lost. In other words, they spent more money on the movie than they made back from it. That means that Lee Daniels didn't make anything. And all the investors probably lost their money taking a gamble on this second movie. Right? So everything hangs on, was this a loan or was it an investment? Lee Daniels says it was an investment. Dame Dash says it was a loan. I just gave you the money. No paperwork, no contract. I just gave you money. Said, first of all, Dame Dash, now you need to learn something from this. Because you've had other situations where things were not recorded, were not in contract, and you ended up losing money on them. You need to learn from this. Spend your money on a good lawyer, a good attorney. Get everything in writing, particularly when you're talking about millions of dollars. I don't get the impression that Dame Dash is a bad guy or anything like that. But I think that when it came to the court case, I'm still not clear if he won the court case for $5 million or not. But when it comes to dealing with the court, Lee Daniels has a leg to stand on because he says that it was an investment. If it was an investment, anytime you invest something, you go to the stock market, you invest your money. If the stock goes down, you lose that money. If the stock goes up, you gain money. That's what an investment is. You buy real estate, you buy an apartment building, you pay $10 million for it. It goes underwater where it's not worth what you paid for it. That's a loss. You invested money. It didn't pay off. You lost the money. Right? Now, I'm not trying to say that, okay, Lee is right and Dame is wrong. I'm just saying that if it is an investment. But now here's Dame's argument from where I see it. Dame, since he's saying that it was a loan and Lee's saying it was an investment, and they could have that kind of understanding because I'm sure they were both busy men, and then Dame was probably had all his money. He was letting out, and the details weren't worked out properly with attorneys. If they worked it out with attorneys, it would have been clear what it was, right? Dame could say, okay, if you're saying that this was an investment, why did I only get $2 million back from the first project? If I invested the money, why would I give you my money and you just give me back what I invested? That doesn't make any sense. I just gave you the money so you can work it, and you gave me my money back on the first project, correct? Right. So his argument could be say it could not possibly be an investment if all I'm going to do is get the money that I gave him back. That's not an investment. An investment means I give you $2 million and you give me $3 million back. That's an investment. So all I said in my last video was they both have an argument. Now I think Dame came at him ghetto style, because you run up on people like that at a public event. It's kind of ghetto-ish. It's kind of gangsterish. I think he came to him that way because he felt that he would not win in court, because Lee had this argument that it was an investment. If it was an investment, many people lose money in investments, bad investments. So today, here's why people got so mad at me. Today, Lee gave another interview with some other station, and he was saying that I agreed to pay this man back his money because he needs the money. Now, people took great offense to that. Oh, you ain't paying him because he needs the money. You paying him because it's his money. Oh, you did him wrong. Okay. I thought the man did what was honorable. Now, nothing is honorable until he actually receives the check, right? And I'm sure that if they squash it, it's going to be because the actual money has exchanged hands. He's gotten his money back. They may not even be mad after that. But now, if Dame is saying, where am I at? Okay, so people got mad at me. It came in my comments and told me I'm crazy. That Lee was a scumbag and I shouldn't be taking his side and all this kind of stuff. We don't know the details, people. We don't know what kind of agreement was struck. They both have a case, is all I said, and I still think that that's true. But I think Lee Daniels is doing the honorable thing by saying publicly, saying all over social media, that he intends to pay this man this money. That he's got to work out the. I don't know if he got $2 million sitting in the bank or not, because apparently he lost a lawsuit with Sean Penn, and you got to pay him several $1 million. Damn, $7 million hanging on one statement. This man has invested $2 million that he can't get his money. Anyway, some kind of arrangement would have to be made. Probably, give me $500,000 today. You know, short payments kind of thing, whatever they work out. He said, okay, I agreed to do that. Now, he said it to the whole world. So now this guy, Dame, definitely has the winning hand. Because this man has admitted that this guy helped him out, gave him the money, took a chance with him, and he should give him the money. He owes him the money. See, if Lee Daniels was being shady and scandalous, like people in my comments said, he would have said that he made an investment. The whole company lost money. Everybody who invested money in the project lost money. Why should he get his money back? How's he investing if I had to give him, if he gets his money back guaranteed? But that's something between the two of them. Lee Daniels said right on this last interview, listen, I gave him my personal guarantee that he get his money back. And so it's just a gentleman's agreement. You're not going to lose money on this. So I'm sure that Lee Daniels was in a place where he, right on the verge of had to beg this man for this money. So when you have to throw in the sweeten the pie, he said, I absolutely guarantee you'll get your money back, even if it loses money. This is between you and I. I'm going to give you money. That's what they're hanging on. So it may have to be handled like the way Dame handled it, where he just rolled right up on his ass. If it was a standard deal with contracts involved, lawyers involved, they would have took it all to litigation, and there's a good possibility Dame would have lost. But in the court of public opinion, Dame is definitely in the right, and Lee is definitely in the wrong. And Lee has admitted that he has to give this man back this money. So we have to just see if he gives the money. There's no more putting him off and stuff like that. Lee paid it wrong because he knew he owed this man his money, right? He wanted to avoid him. He goes, I don't give a damn how much money you made. $2 million is a lot of money to break off at the same time, right? So he shouldn't have put him off. He should have done his best to include him as executive producer. He may have even got the man to invest more money in future projects. All those things that came, those successes that came later, the man just wanted a piece of it. You could have gave him that. But Lee shut him down. That was the wrong move. That was the wrong move by shutting him out. Because I believe that later on when they started making money, they both could have made money. He said people are offended because the man said he needs the money. They're so offended by that. He probably does need the money. That's why he's stressing he wants his goddamn money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. They're business people. Lee has the money. He needs the money. Fuck it. Just write it off. I'm going to give him the money. Only thing left we have to see is that he actually gives him the money. If he actually gives him the money that he owes him, now I don't know if they're going to settle on some interest and all this kind of stuff. See, then you get back into legal things again. Because on the first project, he gave him $2 million and gave him $2 million, and he got $2 million back. And they're satisfied, Dame, because really what Dame wanted to do was get in on his projects. He believed that he was an up-and-coming director. He called that exactly right, that he was an up-and-coming director. He did, soon after this situation, become very popular. Took a chance on him. But he didn't get his part of the bargain, because I don't think that Dame's part of the bargain was ever to make a lot of money. He wanted his money back. I don't know what the agreement about the interest was. Nobody's made any mention of that. But if he asked for interest, I mean, then there would be investment. He wanted to get into that business, and Lee, in that way, burned him. Now, I've heard out of both of their mouths that maybe Lee didn't have the kind of power he thought he had. He couldn't just put somebody on a project. Probably when he got involved with Fox and all these corporate types, they stipulated, this is how it's going to go down. Lee said, okay, I want to include Dame Dash on it. He said, no, we don't want to include no gangsters. And he said, nobody's a gangster. I'm just saying, they have their people they want to get involved in these projects, and they have a lot more money and the power to do it the way they want to do it. So I don't know how hard Lee Daniels worked to get this man involved. Maybe he could do it. Maybe he couldn't do it. We don't know the details. We can't say definitely, but I don't think you guys should be calling Lee Daniels a scumbag and all this kind of stuff. Not yet. Not yet. If he makes his promise to the world that he's going to pay this man his money, he don't pay him, then that is kind of scandalous. He probably, maybe he doesn't even have $2 million, but he can certainly set up a situation where he's giving him the money back. Okay? So I hope it's clear. I'm not on either one of these guys' side. I think they both had a case. I think Lee Daniels has said, okay, screw whatever case I have. It's a gentleman's agreement. The man helped me out, and now he needs help. So maybe it would have been better off not to say that he needs help. But that's probably the truth. He probably needs his money. They're business people. You have projects going, you need money, or something fell through, and you need money, and I have the money, and I do remember I made you that promise. I'll just give it to you. So we'll see. But people, don't be calling people. Well, you call them scumbags if you want to. Be aware that people get jealous of these people that got all this goddamn money. They do. They always take it their side. Just like when Monique came up with all her bullshit. You know, we got to turn on Oprah. Oh, Oprah's a snake. She's a charlatan. Then all the people who have money, that people get jealous of them. Let Tyler Perry do anything wrong, anything even the hints of any kind of scandal, then he'll be a scumbag as well. That's the way people are. Okay, I hope I made myself a little bit clearer. I saw this latest interview with Lee Daniels. I don't get the impression this is a man who's up to some scandalous thing. I think that this guy, Dame, I forget the names that fast. Dame Dash, he wrote up on this man about his money. I've done this. I used to be in the drug game. I had situations, so I understand. Sometimes all people understand is that kind of language. Did it publicly, and he said, if I file another lawsuit, it's going to be publicly. Because he knows he's going to win in the court of public opinion. Right? So I don't think what he did was wrong. It shook Lee up considerable. But if he pays this man his money, I think this whole thing will just go away. It'll be a memory. All right. That's what I got to say today.